This demonstrates your qualities of patience, tolerance, and calmness, madam. A teacher at heart, you have imparted to students your knowledge of commercial maths, practice, and music. Your love for music, religious inclination, and love for community service is evident from the fact that you have been a church organist for many years and are also entertaining senior citizens in retirement homes and also personally visiting them to entertain them with your music. Madam, you have had the honor of being appointed as the Justice of Peace in 1995 and being presented with the Queen's Service Medal in 2011 in recognition of your contribution to your community. A Paul Harris Fellow, you and your dear husband, Ken, have had a wonderful married life and have been blessed with 3 children and 6 grandchildren. Wow. When your house got burnt in almost about 30 years ago, your whole family was left with virtually nothing. It was the people around you who expressed their affection and kindness which you cannot ever forget. And this incident, friends, became an influencing factor which changed your attitude to life. You realized that kindness cannot ever be repaid, but can only be passed on to someone in need. That is how, friends and Madam Carol, you decided to join Inner Wheel. You joined Inner Wheel in 1986 and have successfully climbed all ladders at the club and district levels and left many imprints of achievements behind. You had the privilege of being the national president and the national representative at the International Inner Wheel Convention at Christchurch in 2006. And now, in 2012-13, we are all proud to have you as our International Inner Wheel President. Madam, yours has been a journey of struggle, of learning, of adapting, gaining and losing, supporting and encouraging your family, your community, showering love, kindness, and generosity by never losing hope in adversity and being calm and patient but firm in testing times. Madam Carol, you embody lovely qualities and have brought joy and happiness around you wherever you have gone. You have truly lived up to your name, Carol, care for all. And Carol,
Nice.
Carol, which
Very
we all
nice,
know,
Carol.
an ageless, joyous song, which spreads happiness and friendship in its path and gives a new meaning to life, to people around you. Friends, I have the privilege, the pleasure, and honor of presenting before you all Rotarian Ken Young. And a friend of friends, our friend, International Inner Wheel President Carol Young.
Thank you, Beena. Friends, Carol and I were together as board directors in 2008-9. The photo above is interesting and I wanted to share it with all of you. It is taken at the governing body meeting in Copenhagen. Notice in the picture the IIW executive, then IPP Kamla, President Susan, they are in the center, and Vice President Anne Fryer. After them, all the presidents elected so far were in this board and are in this picture. Myself, then Catherine, Carol, and now Gabriella. We were board directors in the same year. And from the same batch, Norma became Constitution Chairman and Ulku Somar, seen next to Anne, became convener of the Turkey Convention. Some coincidence, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, getting back on track, after being in board together, Carol and I have served on IIW executive together. All that I can say is, do not go by her surname Young. She has wisdom of years, which she will convey now. Carol.
Thank you, Carly, and I admit I had not analysed that group photograph. It's quite historic. Good evening, Association President Sarita, invited dignitaries, and my friends. Firstly, I wish to express my thanks to you all for the wonderful welcome that you have extended to both Ken and to me. Thank you for the welcome. Thank you for the friendship. Thank you for the generous hospitality. And thank you for the invitation to attend this 13th Triennial Conference. Very special. Pave the way. Be a friend. Create happier futures. Create happier futures by paving the way and being a friend. Be a friend and create happier futures which pave the way. Whichever way you use these three themes, we come up with something positive, something that is forward-thinking and forward-looking, something that will benefit others, and something that will create unity, enthusiasm, and hope for everyone involved. All this can be expressed in two words: inner wheel. We are the women who pave the way. We are the women who create happier futures. We are the women who enjoy being a friend. We are a group of over 100,000 powerful women who have the strength, the ability, and the energy to change the lives of many people. Let us use this energy. Let us use this power in a positive manner. Let us pave the way for change. Let us create happier futures in whatever way we can and in a way that is meaningful to whatever country we are in. Throughout the inner wheel world, members are already helping to improve the sight of people. Members are helping to provide education for the underprivileged. Members are training women to take better care of their health. Members are creating hope for the future, putting food and clean water into the lives of people, old and young. Members are giving people hope for a better future. We know all this, but in many parts of the world, if you say that you are a member of Inner Wheel, They look at you and they say, "You're a member of what?"
Yes.
In this country, many of you are doing the things that I am urging members in other parts of the world to do. You do use signage wherever and whenever you work. You do get media coverage. You do publicise your work. You do stand on your own merit without relying totally on Rotary. Members of the associated clubs of Inner Wheel in India, I congratulate you and I applaud you.
Yes.
I also urge you to continue doing these things, please. Your membership is growing steadily. You are promoting true friendship. You are encouraging the ideals of personal service. And you are fostering international understanding. How do I know that? Even before I saw the impressive PowerPoint, I read Facebook. This is a wonderful social media, not just for sharing friendship, but for sharing ideas for projects, for developing international understanding. I know that many of you have Facebook friends all over the world.
Yes.
If your district or your club is not part of Facebook, I urge you to consider it.
Yes.
I know that some people are afraid of it.
No.
I'm sure we've all read of unfortunate happenings when something unwise has been posted on Facebook. Something like party at my place Saturday night. 2,000 people turn up, followed by the police. But it does not have to be like that. You can have closed membership so that only those people invited can access the information and read your membership messages. Many clubs, especially the younger ones, use it to remind members about meetings, to remind people about projects, to advise members of future dates, and so on. Used properly and sensibly, it can be a very useful tool. When I said a few moments ago that you stand on your own feet without relying totally on Rotary, I hope that no one thought I was suggesting that we divorce ourselves from Rotary. I am not saying that. Far from it. What I am saying is that we need to be recognised for what we are and who we are. An organisation in our own right, with our own constitution, our own members, and our own objects. So often when people say, "What is Inner Wheel?" we start off by saying, well, it used to be that we were the wives of Rotary, but now but by then they have stopped listening. All they have heard and remembered is wives of Rotary. Yes, that is how our organisation started, and
Yes.
we are all proud to be or have been wives of Rotarians. But our organisation has moved forward. We have come a long way since those days.
Sure.
And your International Inner Wheel Executive is working with a media company in England. In fact, they're in the same building as our International Inner Wheel office. They have helped design new pamphlets to be downloaded by clubs and districts. This company is also guiding us in ways that we can publicise and brand our organisation. This is so important for our ongoing development. Inner Wheel has moved forward in leaps and in bounds in the last few years, and this must continue with consolidation and unity. One of the things that RMS, the media company, suggested was that we come up with a short sentence that we could answer people when they say who or what is in a wheel. And in fact, at the governing body meeting last October, they had us do an exercise where we had to imagine that we were in a lift and had the length of time in the elevator with a person to tell them what in a wheel was. They suggested a sentence something like, "We are a group of ladies helping people and extending the hand of friendship." Actually, I'm sure that we can think of a better one than that, something that is more snappy. But this is already a lot more positive and assertive sounding than the old apologetic, we're something to do with Rotary, which I'm sure we've all said at some stage because it was the easy answer. As I said earlier, I am not suggesting that we sever our link with Rotary, but I am suggesting strongly that we start walking side by side with Rotary, not under their coattails, as we would say, always friends with Rotary, holding hands with Rotary, but separate organisations. Friends always, but separate.
Yes.
I want to thank the clubs here who supported Proposal 17 at our convention in Istanbul.
Yeah.
I know that many of you felt that you personally, as a club or as a district, did not need Proposal 17. But for the future's sake of Inner Wheel internationally, you chose to support the proposal. The added category of membership has helped many clubs in many parts of the world to gain new members. Earlier this month, I was in the Philippines, where they told me about several people who always used to help with Inner Wheel projects. They really enjoyed it, but under the old category, they could not join Inner Wheel. Those ladies are now full, active members of our organisation. So again, thank you, India. They told me in the Philippines that already this Inner Wheel year, they have 12 new clubs chartered. Now that probably doesn't sound a lot to you, but when you realise that in the Philippines there are less than 2,000 members, for them to have 12 new clubs this year, mainly due to Proposal 17, is wonderful news, and I thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I must address the embarrassment of my Inner Wheel year. The International Inner Wheel Directory. Several countries still have not received their copies. They were sent to them in about September, October, but they haven't arrived yet. Those who have received them take one look and say, but an awful lot of it is wrong. There are so many mistakes in it that it is almost useless. There are many reasons for this, and your international executive are working hard to make sure it doesn't happen again. But the problem and my concern now is that if your information in the directory is incorrect, you will not be receiving the mail that is being sent to the wrong address. By now, every Inner Wheel club in the world should have received the voting papers for our international elections. Now, because we suspected there was going to be problems because of the database being incorrect, All the information about the elections is on the International Inner Wheel website for the first time ever. If you need to, if your club has not received your voting papers, please go to the international website, go to the official documents drop-down, and all the information is there. The booklet about the candidates, actual voting papers which you can download and complete, and the sticker that must go on the outside of your envelope. Even if you're using the papers downloaded from the web, you still must post your voting paper back to our head office in England. And please don't send a downloaded one and the one that might eventually turn up in the mail, because if we receive two from any club, both will be declared null and void. So please, one only from your club or your vote will be useless. But your executive felt that it was imperative that every club had equal opportunity to cast your vote by the due date. And that is why these papers are on the web for the first time ever. I apologise that there are so many mistakes and we've had so many problems linked to our database. But we hope that next year a lot of these things will have been ironed out, and clubs can help immensely by registering on the database by the due date and in the correct manner. If you don't know what to do, or if you're having trouble, my cheeky answer is ask a grandchild. They are usually much more computer literate than we are. You may or may not know that at the moment Elaine, our administrator, is alone in our head office. Her PA, Pat, who has served us for many years, has very sadly had to resign because of ill health. And obviously this is putting pressure on Elaine, but the executive will address this matter later this month when we have a meeting. Please also remember that immediate past President Catherine is always appealing for news to go onto the website. The news magazine and the President's visit drop-downs are changed regularly, but we are reliant on news and photos from you people. And there are wonderful things going on here that you can easily have publicised and which the world wants to know about. And talking about that, one of the new pamphlets that is on the web, the one about our international project, about Happier Futures, on the inside of it, there is information about a video contest. We are wanting clubs and districts to submit videos that can be going onto YouTube and which will be shown at the 2015 convention. So please download this, please read it, and please publicise the wonderful work that you are doing. Now, talking about 2015, I hope you're already considering going to Copenhagen for our convention.
Yes, you're coming?
In August, I went with Administrator Elaine and International Treasurer Charlotte to meet with the local committee, to meet with the professional organisers, and to view the venues. And I am sure that they are going to produce a convention that they can be proud of and that we will enjoy. I also urge you to start thinking about any proposals to be brought forward at that convention. In conclusion, I have been delighted to receive so many comments from around the inner wheel world. Comments saying that clubs and districts are finding the theme of be a friend good to work with. It is encouraging our members to take our organisation back to its core values. Yes, we do need to be moving forward. We do need to move with the times, but I believe that we also need to keep our eyes focused on our original objects, to promote true friendship, to encourage personal service, to foster international understanding. As someone said, rules and traditions can be changed. Principles are forever, and I believe that our objects are our principles. Let us all be a friend as we continue to pave the way, helping people and extending a hand of friendship as we create happier futures by helping children around the world now. Thank you.
Thank you, President.
Can I please have Association President Sarita to come forward and receive from me the personal banner of the President of International Inner Wheel.